dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hunsley. Kentucky basketball is back. Tonight, thousands of fans packed Rupp Arena for Big Blue Madness. As Chad Hedrick shows us, fans came from all across the Commonwealth and even across state lines to see this year's teams.
How about the greatest fans in all of sport right here in this building?
The Big Blue Nation fandom is strong.
You know, we've both been fans since children, since we were little, so it's something that we've loved our entire life.
Yeah. Thousands packed into Rupp Arena Friday night to get their first look at this season's men's and women's basketball teams. With so many returning players on the men's team, Coach Cal tells fans he really likes what he's seeing, and fans say the excitement is strong.
I'm really excited for this season because it brings me back to the old days, when there was players coming back that you could look forward to and, see how they've grown.
Like when Oscar comes back or Severe Wheeler, those guys, Jacob Toppin. I mean, the names. It's not like you're looking into a program, who's this guy?
Tickets for Big Blue Madness sold out within hours. The Joneses try every year to get tickets.
It's like they're all gone or there's barely anything left, but then when you're able to secure a few and they're really good seats, and then you're just on top of the world because you're thrilled.
Yeah, y'all got good seats this year?
Yes, we got lower arena, so that's thrilling for us.
Keeping traditions and continuing to make memories.
Go Cats!
Yeah, go Big Blue.
Chad Hedrick, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, our Courtney Lane Brewer will have more from Big Blue Madness a little later on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. Martin County Judge Executive Colby Kirk will be leaving the position at the end of the month, opening the seat for the fourth time in a little more than 1 year. Kirk announced his resignation today, saying he will be taking a new job as the president and CEO of One East Kentucky. He said his focus has always been economic development and helping the region grow, and this new role will allow him to do that on a region-wide scale.
And that's what I'll have the opportunity to do at One East Kentucky. I'll be out on the road talking with companies, recruiting them, handling site visits, showing sites in 9 counties in eastern Kentucky with the goal of bringing new and diverse jobs to our region, which I think is the most important effort we can be making.
Kirk was running uncontested for the seat in the November election, but now potential candidates have until the end of October to put their name in as a write-in candidate. There are still people with inadequate housing in eastern Kentucky following the flooding in late July. Some are still living in tents or trailers, and many tell us they don't know how they are going to recover. Brian and Becky Gibson had their home washed away. They have another trailer, but now they are stuck with the need for a septic system costing thousands, which they can't afford. For the past 2 months, their home has been the Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park.
So FEMA helped us out some. We were able to purchase another mobile home, but we still need an electric pole and a septic tank, and I have no clue where we're going to get that help from.
We are told that about 28 people are still living at the Buckhorn Lake State Park. Eastern Kentucky flood survivors have only 2 weeks left to apply for federal disaster assistance. The deadline is Friday, October 28th. FEMA assistance can cover rental assistance, temporary housing, home repairs, personal property losses, and other disaster-related needs not covered by insurance. If you want to apply, you can either visit a disaster recovery center. You can find a list of those on our website. You can also call the FEMA helpline at 800-621-3362. You can apply online at disasterassistance.gov or use the FEMA mobile app. Overseas now, at least 25 people are dead and possibly dozens remain trapped in a coal mine in Turkey. There was an explosion at a state-owned mine in the town of Amasra. There were 110 people in the mine at the time, but most were able to evacuate following the blast. Officials say a preliminary assessment indicates the explosion was caused by fire damp, a reference to flammable gases found in coal mines. Back here in Eastern Kentucky, a man charged in connection with the murder of his 12-year-old daughter in August was in court today. Stacy Collins is being held at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center and had a $50,000 cash bond. Earlier today, Collins was in the Johnson County Courthouse where the Commonwealth's attorney asked the judge to review the amount of that bond. The judge wanted to review it next week during a full hearing on Wednesday, October 18th. A golden alert continues in Clay County. Deputies say they are looking for 68-year-old Peggy Burton. She's 5'1" and about 165 pounds. Burton was last seen driving a silver 2011 Kia Soul with the license plate BEP 668. Anyone with information should contact Clay County Dispatch or State Police. You can expect some delays to your morning commute starting Monday in Whitley County. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet wants drivers to know that I-75 north and southbound will temporarily close in Whitley County. This is due to some bridge maintenance operations. Southbound traffic will be reduced to one lane starting Monday at 9 a.m. COVID-19 numbers appear to be going down across the region, while several eastern Kentuckys are in the yellow, as you see there on the latest map. Only Letcher County remains in the red. As of October 10th, the state reported a positivity rate of 7.91%. More than 3,000 cases and 81 new deaths were reported during the past week. In total, Kentucky has had more than 1.5 million cases of the virus and more than 17,000 deaths. The second annual Believers Music Festival is underway in Harlan, with 31 gospel groups from across the Southeast scheduled to perform at the festival. Locals are standing with their arms raised, enjoying the music. Pastor Tim Goshen says organizers are encouraged by the crowds.
Last year we had 22 artists. This year we went to 31. So we've grown, almost by 10 artists this year, and it just keep growing. That's our plan, keep growing.
The Believers Music Festival will finish up tomorrow night.
A little breezy out there, but all in all not too frigid, at least in most spots. Some spots already falling into the 40s this evening, though. Manchester's at 43, 41 Harlan, 41, or 44 in Harlan, 41 in Jonesville at this hour. Still some 50s out there. We're at 50 in Hazard, 54 Jackson, 55 Prestonsburg, still 57 in Somerset. Winds have calmed down a little, but they're still coming out of the south, and they're going to kick back up tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the fire weather potential yet again. Basically, we're stuck between high pressure and an advancing cold front that's piping in that warmer, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. But you notice not a lot of this is making progress. The air is so dry that front's going to have to overcome it first. That's why we're going to stay pretty dry tomorrow. Low 50s out there tonight with those gusty winds at times, and you see we stay near 60 as we head into tomorrow. But notice that front's kind of knocking on the door. We warm up into the afternoon, upper 60s to near 70. It'll be a pretty nice day, a little breezy. We'll try to cool off tomorrow night. Of course, our Appalachian Wireless game of the week tomorrow between Russellville and Pikeville. 71 at kicks, 72 at the half, and 70 as the final whistle blows there. Also a pretty nice night if you're headed up to Lexington to see the Cats play Mississippi State tomorrow. More on that on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime in a few minutes. You see, by Sunday, clouds working through the region. Here come a few showers by midday, and we'll watch a few kick off as we head into our Sunday afternoon. Yes, the football is not the only thing we're going to watch kick off on Sunday afternoon. We're going to continue to see those showers, though, move to the east, and they will drop those temperatures on the backside. You see, we're at 68 on Sunday, 55 a high on Monday. We're back into the 40s by the time we get to Tuesday. Yes, for a high with overnight lows near 30. So some very chilly air on the way as we head into next week. Steve?
Evan, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. John Lowe will have the high school football highlights and scores, plus a preview of Kentucky's game against Mississippi State and a wrap-up of Big Blue Madness. That's all next on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime. Have a great weekend.
IMT Weather, sponsored by Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust.